listen, guys, you've been with me on this journey for a long time. I gotta make myself full screen. We'll do this. You've been with me on this journey a long time. You were with me 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't know when it was. Ranting and raving about this dude, man. I was one of the first ones. To come out here and say this dude is a fraud. Get him off of my basketball team. And people hated it. They hated it. All the stuff happened, but he quit, refused to come back. That's crazy. But that actually happened. Never been seen before. Literally, you can't in the history of the game. You can't. It's never happened before. A player that's not a superstar that requested a trade and refused to come back with 4 years left on his contract. Never happened, bro. We gotta burn that. We gotta burn that.
I'm waving by.
Greg.
I'm waving by,
man.
It's a happy reminder that he's not a part of our team anymore.
But listen, he refused to come back. This thing lingered for so long. It's not about this happiness, honestly, this happiness, all of this weight being lifted off of us, all of this has nothing to even do with James Harden. Seriously, has nothing to do with him. We had to just play almost an entire basketball season with a max contract player not playing. This was so annoying that the entire offseason, this entire season, it was so annoying. And it's finally over. It's finally over. Before I even speak on James Harden or the trade, I just want to marinate in the feeling, in the thought, in the knowing that Ben Simmons is gone. Ben Simmons is gone. He's no longer a Philadelphia 76er. He's gone. And we never have to do it again. We never have to do it again. We never have to see him come out, bring the ball up half court and hand it to Seth Curry. We never have to see him stand in the corner in the fourth quarter. We never have to see Doc Rivers waste everybody's time arguing with reporters, telling us how great Ben is without shooting the basketball. All of that stuff is over. It's done. I know people loved my Ben Simmons rants. I know that. You can go back and watch the old videos if you want to. And I enjoyed the views and I enjoyed the subscribers, but it came from the heart. It wasn't fun. It seriously was not enjoyable. I know it came off on video on YouTube, enjoyable for the viewer. It was not enjoyable. That was so entertaining for you because it was real. It was real frustration coming from me into the microphone and the video. It was real. It was not fun. I am so happy it's over. And some people say to me, people used to say to me all the time, when Ben Simmons is gone, you're going to have nothing to talk about in your play. Yes, I am. I'm going to be able to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers without this nuisance, without this elephant in the room. Yes, I am. And it's gone. It's over. I can't even get over it. And then I can't even handle the fact that we got rid of him without giving up Tyrese Maxey, without giving up Matisse Thybulle, and we got James freaking Harden in return on our basketball team. Greg, thanks for coming through. I think we're going to have RB Philly Take up in here also. He said he might be able to come through. I sent him the link. We'll see if he pops up, man. I wanted to get as many people as I could on this because there's a lot of people with different feelings. I mean, we all kind of have the same feelings, but there's a lot of different perspectives and different. Bro, I was at work today from 10 to 5. I almost couldn't. I literally had to turn my phone off so I didn't get in trouble because I couldn't stop. I had the volume on the TV. I was watching the TV the whole day with the volume on. I wasn't paying attention to anything. It wasn't good. I had to turn my phone off and actually focus so I didn't get fired and then, do this tonight. So 441 people in here already. Apparently you guys were anticipating this as much as I was. Yes! 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 Ben who? And listen, when we go to the phone lines Anybody speaking negative, anybody telling me, oh my God, we gave up Andre Drummond. Oh my God, we gave up Seth Curry. Oh my God, we got fleeced. I'm banging on you. I'm banging on you right away. I'm hanging up right away. No disrespect. I'm banging on you. I'm banging on you. There's no Negadelphians today. Damn it. The thing about Philadelphia fans is we can never be happy. You just got James Harden. You just paired James Harden with Joel Embiid on the same basketball team. You got two superstars for the first time since 1983, and you just can't find a way to be happy. And you're going to talk to me about Seth Curry and Andre Drummond. I'm banging on you right away. Woo! Greg, give me something, man.
Oh, shit. I had a blast the last 10 minutes and 29 seconds just letting you live in that moment, man.
It was fun.
I'm all ears just to let you enjoy this moment. I mean, I know that you've been ahead of the rest of the pack when it comes to Ben Simmons hate. I'm sure we're going to get into the trade. This is my third different stream today. I've said a lot about it. I'm sure a lot of people in this chat have seen me today and talk about it, know my opinions on it. I am right where you are, man. This is the biggest chip off of a shoulder that we've ever needed as the city of Philadelphia. We have two top 15 guys. There is nothing you can bring me down about right now because this is the best team that team's ever been.
Yeah, I mean, man, there's a lot of different things I want to talk about. I got 7 different Twitter tabs up. I'm going to bring up some things, definitely some talking points that need to be had. But just my initial thoughts on James Harden joining the team, like I've been saying all week long. It's another player on the floor that draws a double team. It's another player on the floor that is very hard to guard one-on-one. The whole thing with him with Brooklyn and whether or not he was hurt or not the past couple of days, and there was things said during the All-Star draft that we're going to play on here because it was hilarious. Charles Barkley is just an absolute gem of a human being. I love him to death. Philly through and through, even though he didn't want to come here when he was first drafted here and all that stuff, but he loves Philly. That's the thing about Philly. People grow to just love Philly. Charles Barkley didn't even want to be here, and he loved Philly when he got here. And James Harden is going to love Philly. I have a clip also from Knicks Fan TV because he was on with Max Kellerman a while ago, months ago. And Max Kellerman was saying the Knicks would love to be the Nets. They would love to be able to have the culture that the Nets have with James Harden, Kyrie Irving. And CP, the franchise, looked at him and he said, "What culture are you speaking of?" He said, they asked James Harden what it sounded like in the arena today, and he replied with, there was a lot of Knicks fans in the building because there wasn't any Nets fans there because nobody cares. Nobody cares in Brooklyn. It's not the New York Knicks. We agreed that Ben Simmons can't play in Madison Square Garden. Ben Simmons can't play in front of Knicks fans. Nobody cares in Brooklyn. This was a perfect situation for Ben Simmons, but the lack of the passion from the fans is due game one. As soon as James Harden touches the ball, he's going to be absolutely in love with Philadelphia's fans. It's going to be amazing. He just is, and that's what happens.
I'm gonna say this as I've said hours today. I couldn't imagine the trade going any better. I couldn't. Are the Sixers going to deal with something later down the road, 3 years from now, 4 years from now? Of course. But it's nothing to do with this deal. This deal is all for the next year and a half. The fact that Harden picked up his player option instantaneously is showing you how welcoming he is to this situation. The only reason he asked out of Brooklyn in the first place and asked out of Houston in the first place, DJ, was to come to Philadelphia. Brooklyn was not his main destination last year, if you guys remember. It was Philadelphia. This man wanted to be in Philadelphia from the moment Daryl Morey's been here. It's a different James Harden. This team right now, this Sixers team, I think, is the hungriest team in the NBA. We have Embiid. We have the entire process. We have Daryl Morey, who's never won a championship. James Harden, who knows his legacy's on the line. This is the hungriest team in the NBA. And what I love the most right now, DJ, is the fact that Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, and 80% of people who have come into my chats today have hated this deal for Philadelphia. And I'm saying bring it on, baby, because Philadelphia, the city, and every single sports team that Philadelphia has thrives off of that. Thrives. It just reminds me of that Eagles team, man. Everybody sleep on us, please. Please.
I love it. I love it. And I think just knowing that we have the talent now to be considered a contender, it makes me feel good because even this season, yeah, we were in certain situations, we were a game and a half out of first place, or we were a half game out of first place, or whatever. And it felt like there was this pressure from Sixers fans for me to talk about the team like we were like we could beat anybody. But in the back of my mind, realistically, I was like, dude, no, we can't. Like, we can't. We have this problem. We have this problem. We have this problem. And I'm not saying James Harden fixed all of those problems, but I'm saying I feel like now there's two superstars on this team. You got to keep Tyrese Maxey and Matisse Thybulle. I can actually 100% honestly feel like the Sixers can compete with anybody in the league.
100%.
And that just feels amazing because I don't have to feel like, oh, maybe I can talk myself into this work. Like the whole Ben Simmons era was me trying to talk myself into something that I just felt inside me didn't make sense or wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
This is like now if we do things in the buyout market, backup point guard, backup stretch for whatever it is, veteran leader, some kind of dog off the bench, whatever it is, maybe we can make this team even better. But I honestly 100% feel like now, for the first time in my entire life, and I lived through the Allen Iverson era, that team was garbage outside of him. There was Aaron McKee, Eric Snow, Matt Geiger. Like, there was so many. I could name them all. There wasn't anybody on that team. He drugged nobody. They were always that team that was like, they're not supposed to be here. Now I finally feel like this is a team that can get there and beat everybody. And I don't care if it happens to this year or next year and doesn't happen again for the rest of my life. At least it happened once if it happens.
Amen.
If it happens.
And if you look at the brass taxes of the trade, how many people were screaming, throw Thybulle in, just get the deal done, Daryl. Daryl Morey is the epitome of the process, and we trusted it. We trusted this man with everything. This man's patience paid off. We got a deal done for a top 15 guy in the NBA who had a 30-point triple-double last week, if you guys forget, when KD was off the court. And we didn't do it. We did it without trading Tyrese Maxey or Matisse Thybulle. We got rid of an expiring contract in which I love Andre Drummond, but he wouldn't have re-signed. And we traded Seth Curry, who has been abysmal lately, but it's hard to see him go. And we traded around first-round picks and a guy who would have never played in this city ever again. It's a win of a trade. But the thing is, it's a win for both teams. And that can be true. I know in this day of age, people want fleeces on every deal, but the Brooklyn Nets had a great trade there too. It had a great trade, man. Ben Simmons fixes a lot of problems. We talked about that last week about how, Brooklyn's one of those cities that Ben can come in and just do his thing.